Hey y'all, I'm Scrub and welcome back to Going Medieval. Last time we tested out our newly upgraded defenses with the 4 portcullises or portculli, and they did extremely well. We didn't have any casualties in the last siege. In fact, I think we had some damage, but that all healed overnight, so it went about as perfectly as it could. We were also unfortunately hit with a cold snap, so we are dealing with that, and we're also trying to work on the keep now that it's winter. And while everyone's getting started for the beginning of the day, I did want to show off something that a comment told me about last part that I think is a pretty cool idea. So you remember last year when we were over here and like, oh, I don't know where the iron is. I don't know where the iron is. There's actually a pretty easy way to figure that out. Go ahead and immediately forbid it. So now we have a pretty big little obvious thing sitting out here. It's like, hey, you have something over here you need to check out. So that's pretty cool. I don't think we're gonna need to do it for anything for this season now, but that will be very useful in future playthroughs. Okay, we are 2 books or theses away from getting our chemistry up and running. Is that what I want to grab though, is the question. Because being able to make our own healing kits would be pretty clutch, not gonna lie. I think we'll hold off for that. We'll get that up and running because I think that will just go in the workshop, so no drama there. And then we'll see what we can do with the leftover research. We'll probably start trying to clean up some of the earlier techs and get caught up on that, because once we have all those, we'll have a lot of stuff that we need to get done. And we do have a decent amount of manpower right now, but we will also need more to man the walls at some point, which is also why we've been working on chambers, and I'm thinking that might end up also being a pretty big project for today. All right, these guys aren't necessarily doing the best. Okay, there we go. Roderick's finally destroying. All right, Adonia's gonna have a little bit of a waste of time, but it is mostly fine now. Actually, Gutsir, go ahead and try and get inside as well. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit more convenience in your life, but you're really fighting me on just about every front. Please put that one in place. All right, Sabina, you refuse to. Okay, you know what? If you guys want to run all the way around the keep to fix a wall, go for it. I don't care anymore. But what I was going to say is that now we have all this done, we can go ahead and start doing a little bit more planning on the actual framework itself. And I think we delete those. Part of why I wanted to leave this up, we're going to expand the Great Hall even further into this wall. I am trying to think a little bit ahead. Not too far, because why would I do that? I think a single thick wall should be fine on the backside. There we go. All right, so all that needs to get done, and we will also need to double layer the interior now, which is fine. And I do think that we want to leave this a little bit more open for the short term. So we'll open that as well. Good, they did get this dug out. I never filled it back up, so we'll deal with that pretty quickly, and then we should be okay for a little bit. So I think we had just filled up again. So 1 more row of shelves should take care of us for hopefully the rest of winter, if nothing else. Also, I don't know what happened, but all the polecats and wolves and... Oh, right. Oh, and the foxes. Maybe we should do hunting. Although, again, our cellar's so full, we probably shouldn't fill it up even more. You know, if we actually do get caught up, we might be able to get Margeria off cooking for 5 seconds, although I sincerely doubt it. At least until we find a legit cook. Okay, and they're going on demo mode here, so now we actually have a little bit more open space behind the workshop to figure out something to do with. And hopefully they'll actually just grab this wood to build the stuff up, or all the animals will bring it inside, but I think they are smart enough that it's close, so they will grab it, so... You know, sometimes the game will be smart about stuff, but yeah, there are other times where it's not the best. But, you know, game's in early access. I'm sure with time it'll become one of the best games ever, and that's not even me joking. We will need to babysit this because I don't want to open the back wall of the hall until tomorrow. So we need to make sure no one gets themselves trapped in here. Also, I do think that the one person who can make theses is also our #1 builder. So I think for now, we're going to have to hold off on that. Actually, yeah, hold on. What's the level requirement on that? Because we might need to figure out somebody else or take her off build crew if that's going to be what holds us up on that, because we are going to be building probably the entirety of winter, if I'm going to be completely honest. Let's see, what's the requirement? 25. Okay, the other golds are pretty close. I think, yeah, 24, and the other ones are like 23 and 22, I believe. Oh, no, both 23. Other than that, it is just Adonia. So I think we'll be fine. I might slow off on building a little bit, but I'm hoping that we will eventually just get there naturally, so I'm not going to fret too much about it unless it becomes a problem. Also, I'm glad they didn't build themselves in, because it was the exact second I looked away, so good job, guys. I'm proud of you. And I would love to start setting all the traps and stuff, but once again, that is probably just going to be Adonia, because I think these will have a pretty high skill gap. 20, 30 for metal. Sheesh. And that's iron ingots and 1 mechanical. This is wooden mechanical, 25. Okay, well, at least the wood's kind of cheap, and I think we actually have wood. It's sticks that are a problem. Yeah, 2,000, which, again, wood, you're never going to have enough wood. You always need wood. And we need flammable oil for that. Okay, looks like they'll finish off the night by putting up all the walls. Nothing too crazy here, but... Okay, there we go. Cold snap ended just before the morning of the 5th. Perfect. Everyone should be wrapping up pretty soon for the night. Oh, Roderick's javelins wore off. That's a shame. Oh, you know what we should do? I should probably make some throwing templates as well as like legit range templates. Hold on. After a couple hours and some unfortunate issues with character limitations, I have come up with some new templates for everyone's weapon set. So now we should have top tier templates for everyone. So as you can see here, we have our bows under RTP and S, which is Rudy 2D point and shooty. We have Berserker for our throwing weapons, named naturally after the best song from the hit film Clerks, Berserker. And of course, to make sure people don't touch us, we have social distancing. So now everyone should be good. We'll have to manage to see if there's any stuff that doesn't meet the quality criteria, but I think we should be fine going forward. And especially now that we can start cranking out crossbows en masse, I think we'll be in even better shape for the next siege. And the way we're looking right now, we will have 3 people on throwing weapons and 7 people with range. For the Berserkers, it's pretty much people that are either mainly melee oriented or just don't have any marksman skill base that it's going to take forever to build up. This might change as we get new people and we'll see how it works and whatnot, and we might even try and get some melee training dummies. But I think for the next siege, this should be okay. We'll figure it out as we go. It looks like everyone's getting the day started, and they did get most of this wall finished while I was setting up the template, so that's good. Which means we should probably figure out what our next project's going to be, and I assume you never got around to research. No, that's fine. We only have, I think, 2 things of research to do, and then we'll be done. We'll do a little bit of a detour. We'll just spend it on something that doesn't cost theses. You know, this is actually a very cheap tech, I just realized. Yeah, let's grab the armor bench. I didn't realize it was just going to be 30 of the base books, Chronicles. All right, and just like that, we are running into issues with space. Huzzah. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. We'll throw that there. That stuff will get moved, and... I guess for the short term, just go ahead and expand it to fill out the floor like we did last time. We'll make legit stuff eventually, I promise. It's just going to take 20 parts to get there. You know, for a second, I was actually kind of tempted to resume work on the Merlins and start with the brick flooring. How are we looking on that? Yeah, the problem is it takes a while for these to get made, and it also requires someone to not be busy. So maybe we should play a little bit of catch up, but we also do need to get all this stuff built sooner rather than later. Let's wait till at least the armor bench is done so I can figure out what we're doing on that, and then we'll go from there. And it looks like for the most part, everyone does at least have a weapon, so we should be okay. I might even try and go higher tier once we start cranking out more stuff. Oh, that's why we're low on crossbows. We already have 4 people using them. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. No more short bows, no more garbage, just good old-fashioned heavies, crossbows, and longbows. I will say, one other thing I did see while I was setting up templates is there's apparently something called a curved bow. I don't know if that's good quality or not, or if it's just like a slight upgrade to the short bow, but I left it on the template just to be safe. If we do find one eventually, I'll try to take a closer look at it. I'm guessing it's nothing special because it looked like it might just be a modified short bow, but you never know. And this is the new keep in the back for the moment, which I think is okay. Oh, right, we did want to... Ooh. Yeah, we should probably expand the Great Hall today, huh? Before we forget. Marjorie up to 25 culinary, though. I'm pretty sure she has no skills in that, by the way. I think that's just raw dog talent. Good job, Marjorie. Proud of you. And it might be a little bit risky, but since the cold snap ended, I am going to go ahead and throw an extra hour of work a little bit earlier. I think we'll still be okay, but I do also want to try and make sure we get some stuff done. Yeah, because Sabina's trained, so that means she's run out of stuff to do. She is a smith, so this should actually help fix her up. We can do the basic buckler, and we can do some light armor. I know the gambeson's pretty weak, and it's a bunch of textile for a bare minimum increase. Yeah, we have 19 things of leather armor, as it turns out. How about we just do some good quality ones and go from there? It looks like we may also have a giant pile of clothes that are actually good quality. Hold on, let me try something real quick. Flimsy. Okay, no, you just haven't had time to decraft. In which case, I'll also throw that on the armor bench. What I'm tempted to do is maybe upgrade the quality on everyone's templates and see if there's any excess left over. If there isn't, I might actually try and level up everyone's gear again, or at least level up how much we decraft. Also, we still have the gold pile over here. We can do better than that. So how about we get rid of that? We have chests now. So after this break, we do want to destroy these walls on the first level for now. And we know we're gonna need a roof anyway, so we might as well throw that on as well. Okay, here we go. We let them catch up and they immediately got the theses cranked out. So now we will go ahead and grab, where is it? Chemistry, there we go. Perfect. And since we have some points left over, of all the techs I'm interested in, I think axes might be interesting. Because I'm really curious to see how the throwing weapons are now that we understand them a little bit. So I think the throwing axes are supposed to be a lot better, but they're also a higher skill gap. So let's find out. We'll want to have, I think, 3 in the reserve is a good starting point, and we do that before we decraft. Do I prioritize that over mechanical? I think I do. Okay, here we go. Now that this is taken care of, we can go ahead and floor all that up. I think we'll be okay to get this done before the night's out. We'll have to see how hard they work. Slight problem, I think we are going to need to actually destroy this so we can finish it. So I should have done this when I did that first one, but yeah, worst case scenario, people are a little cold. They'll deal with it. Okay, new flooring in should be okay. We have enough sticks now that we've stopped using sticks for literally every construction project. All right, looks like they're gonna throw the floor in first, so hopefully that helps retain a little bit of heat while we get more work done. No worries, I did not forget about the apothecary bench. We're gonna go ahead and throw you. I might reorganize these workbenches once we get them all to make a little bit more logical sense as far as where they're placed. Go ahead and expand this even further so we can cover the entire workshop floor with junk. Excellent. Although it does look like we are at least trying to clear out the warehouse, so I can be happy about that. I think the problem is we need, apparel over here as well. I did like having this for a little bit, but I do think we're beyond stave sling, so we should probably go ahead and take that off the production queue as well. So now we just have the longbows and the crossbows, and we should probably set up dismantling here as well as a backup. There we go. And we can definitely dismantle literally everything because we don't want to use anything that's only sturdy. I should probably make sure that all of them are up to date on that actually, because I did demark some stuff earlier. Yeah, like we don't want low quality crossbows, especially now that we can make them pretty consistently on our own. Good, and it looks like they may have actually gotten this done just in time. They did not put the roof on, did they? Oh no, it just looks weird because it's not snowed on yet technically. So there's the even further expanded Great Hall. Okay, there is a slight problem that I was not expecting, which is a little unfortunate. For this room to be symmetrical, because I was planning to put one here, I need it to go out one further. I guess what we'll do is wait till we get that. We can get the internal stuff planned out, but we will need to bring out the Great Hall one spot further. It shouldn't be that much work, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, we actually need to bring out 2 more. So actually, go ahead and cancel all of that. Okay, slightly adjusted planning, but it should be okay. Make sure I don't accidentally create some extra stuff. We don't need that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Slide extension, and we should have another chamber ready for someone. And I guess while we're thinking about that, we should probably start playing our next chamber, huh? Fortunately, it does look like that everyone's trying to tag team this construction effort, so hopefully they get this slammed out pretty quickly, and then we can make our next plans. Would love to get caught up on the smithing, but I don't think there's really a good way to consistently control that without making everything else stop, so I think it's just something we're going to continually pluck away at, and eventually we may get caught up, but I guess it's the one nice thing about having an excess of smiths is that we can turn the enemy equipment into something a little bit more useful. And for what it's worth, we have been scavenging a decent amount off of them, but there's just so much equipment to get through. Like, look at all this. And that's not even considering the clothing stockpile over here. Yay. Okay, here we go. The Great Hall is expanded. And I was talking about how we need to make the place a little bit nicer last time, wasn't I? Here we go. And who's actually staying down here? Hinilda, Aldolf, Roderick. Technically, Aldolf is the one that has been here longest. So it would probably make sense for him to get it. Counterpoint, I don't like Aldolf that much, and Marcus has done good work for us, so how about we go ahead and give you a room, buddy? And I am gonna upgrade you with more of the modern conveniences like we have in here. I think I might also try and spread some of this stuff out to the other rooms a little bit at a time. Like the candelabras are pretty cheap to build, so we might as well have those. It'll make everyone a little bit happier. There we go. Everyone should have a chest and a candelabra and a bed as well as a brazier. Should be a little bit of work, and it'll probably distract us more than I'm expecting it to, but it is at least a good start to make everyone a little bit happier. It is good to see. We have been plucking away at the ice blocks while I haven't been paying too close attention to it. And speaking of... Okay, there we go. Yeah, these are actually not filled, so that's kind of nice because that means we do have a little bit of spare time without having to worry about keeping the cellar constantly going. And I'm sure the goats will haul the ice down here eventually, so it should be okay. Oh, speaking of things I should work on, it might not be a bad time to try and get the temples up and running. And depending on where I want to put them, I could... Ooh, actually... Okay, this is something I was considering doing on my last playthrough. I ended up building separate buildings because I always like to have like a little temple and a little chapel. It's always nice. I think I'm going to try something slightly different this time. And I think it'll work out. And I think it may actually help us solve a couple problems at once. The question is, where do I want to do this? Oh, well, while I was planning, apparently a friendly merchant came to visit, and this is a rangy hawker again, of course. All right, well, Baled Wolf, if that is your real name, we will see you shortly, and you probably don't have much for us. Okay, I think I've got an idea of what I want to do. The question is, I'm not sure if it's going to work out right, and I might be screwing myself more than I'm helping myself. Depending on how long this takes, because I don't know when that next siege is coming. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's start with a wall right here. That looks really dumb and like it doesn't mean anything, but I have a plan, I promise. Also, are you gonna go stand out by the... Yeah, why do you guys suddenly love the corpse pile? I mean, there's no corpses here, so good for you, but... There are wolves, and we do have a warm keep and open doors. There's no reason for you not to come in, but... you know what? Do you, I guess. Okay, we're sending Lotta over to talk to the merchant real quick, and then we'll probably be done with him immediately afterwards. And just make sure Okay, I did close up everything, and it looks like all this, the little stuff got added, so that's good. I did also have one other idea about our armor problems. We'll see if I end up going for it, but I think I have a decent idea. And let's see, we don't need to buy apple saplings, we're self-sufficient. I will take all your gold because I feel like it. And he wants 742 for 1 barley. Yikes. We could pick up some wooden traps, but I don't know if we need to. Okay, here's interesting. So if I offload 90 of our beeswax, we can get, I think, 1 trap. Oh, you have a female chicken. Hold on. Hold on. We actually need that. I think I have a plan now. Also, yeah, the sheep refuses to get trained once again, so you can actually go away and give them some carrying capacity. Okay, I've worked a little bit of a weird deal here, but I think this is worth it. We're gonna get 6 gold, a female chicken, and 2 wooden traps in exchange for 120 beeswax, of which we have over 1,000, and a sheep that refuses to get trained and unticks every time that we exit the game. So I think this is a win-win all around. And go ahead and haul all that. And hello, chicken. You are going to escort chicken back to base. That's fine. Chicken, get trained. Okay, there we go. Animals took care of all these stuff outside, and we will slowly build this weird wall that we have going. And I guess what we should also do, because we haven't really checked it in a minute, I think we might want to hit this cobblestone mine as well. Looks like this is all just dirt. A little bit of limestone, but not much. Yeah, we'll hit that. And is this all dirt? There's a little bit of limestone in here, not too bad. We do need to figure out where our next ladder going down will be. And we probably want to actually cover this thing and start providing some warmth as well. Also, yeah, did you actually take this room, Marcus? No, you did not. Hey, go sleep up here, buddy. You earned it. And Roderick turns 37 with no perk. Okay, so who do we actually have left to also make sure that every chamber is filled? That would be really awkward if I had one not doing anything. This is Margeria's. Yes. You are taken by Adonia, and you 2 are taken by 2 of the Smiths. So once everyone has bed down for the night, we have only 3. That is not the worst. Okay, and morning of the 7th. And while we're doing that, we're also going to go ahead and move these backgammon tables over here to the back so it's a little bit cleaner to get through. Interesting little thing I just found out on accident. I don't know if I knew this or not. So remember, I think it may have even been the last part. I was asking like, oh, hey, you know, it might be cool for a slow mode. If you hold shift. Yeah. So I guess there is a slow mode. Good news. I'll be honest, I would have just assumed it would be a button up here, but yeah, if you hold left shift, it does that. So I don't know if I'm going to use that in a siege, but it is good to know that it's at least there. How are we looking on limestone? 306. Okay. Not the most, but we are grabbing a little bit over here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to actually dedicate to the limestone mine at some point. Yeah, I think once we get this dug out, I might start trying to figure out what the next level is and also try and get the staircase going down. I think since we're out here now, in line with this, it's only appropriate if we keep expanding. So we'll go ahead and do this as well. There we go. New little bit of framework getting added in, which I think should be helping us out long term. We are starting to run a little bit low on wood, so I am going to go ahead and mark some stuff all around the base just to make sure we are okay. Hello, sheep. Oh, you're the one I just got rid of. Goodbye, sheep. Yes, being up to 32 smithing, we are so stacked on smithing. It's a weird skill to be having so much in, on top of the fact that we're also on a forest map, so in theory, our mineral gain is about as low as it can be. We're getting by, though. I think with the smelting program, as well as having a little bit of iron over here, I think we'll be okay. My biggest concern right now is honestly limestone, which I think we're going to make some headway on. It does seem like this is a little bit more promising than I thought it would be. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit down here. Problem's gonna be, where do I actually dig down? And there is some limestone right here, but I do think I want to actually go like straight back and then down. So I'm thinking something like this. Actually, go ahead and move that up one more just to make it a little bit more flush. We'll cover the entire top in wicker flooring, and I think it's gonna take forever, but we should start trying to shrink the clothing stockpile just to get everything over to the warehouse. Because ooh, oh right, never mind. I was about to say, oh, we could use this as a chamber. We need it as a library. Although I could possibly do both. This might be another thing that we rework the plan long term, but for now, we'll just do what we can. Okay, and as part of starting to get the Great Hall put together, I am moving these beds over to the back so we can install a better table in the middle. That might be something that gets done tomorrow. We'll have to see how the day goes. So Aldolf is just chopping away, happy as can be at the rocks. Good for him. Adonia up to 46 construction, almost tapped out at 50. You love to see it. Also, how's this merchant still here? When did you visit? Okay, it looks like all the wood's been getting brought in as well. We're actually at a surplus for the moment. And you are boxed in. Oh, perfect. Okay. So now what we actually want to get rid of in here, those four should get us started. And all right, yeah, you guys will tear that down immediately so that you know you're unstuck. That's fine. All right, now that everything is inside, now we need to enact the next part of our plan. Roderick's rebellious. Has that ever happened? I'm guessing you were outside all day and that's what actually pissed you off. Hold on. Deprived of religious, lacking. Oh, you know what? That could be a problem. They are going to take a while longer to get to their backgammon table since it's at the back. I think it's fine. Yeah, you're going to be annoying for the rest of the night. It's fine. And probably for a little bit of the morning, but not much we can do about it. It's been a while since that happened, so I'm mostly fine. Not happy, but fine. Aw, Roderick and Grisha are friends. See, even if he's a rebel, he's still happy, so he's helping at least. And we got a little bit more of this planned out, and I am coming up with an idea over here with what I want to do. I still have yet to unveil the craziest part of my plan. Also, I did also come up with another idea while I was planning this, which I think I want to do, but I don't know if we'll be able to do it in time for the next siege, because I feel like that's going to be coming up soon since we had a good visit. Okay, and I just saw like 20 people get pissed about something, so I don't know what that was about, but can you guys like learn to talk to each other and be friends, please? I really don't need you guys being dicks to each other right now. I was just watching Alada, and I thought I was being nice when I put a chair in here. For some reason, Alada's coming over here to consume stuff, so I'm not gonna have chairs in rooms anymore. Yeah, that's a weird one. I thought I was being nice, but it just made things worse, so let's not do that. Alada, when are you going to bed? All right, well, there goes some javelins. Bye. Oh, and Roderick, right. You're gonna be a dick all night, so you're probably gonna be exhausted in the morning, but we'll get through it. Speaking of, Aldolf's already pissed off too, so be ready for that. Actually, can we preempt that? Very high expectation. No, you're just being a dick because you feel like it. Oh, are you exhausted, Roderick, because you're staying up till 4 in the morning? Wonder why. Okay, hey, Roderick went to bed. All right, rise and shine, everyone. Feeling Roderick's gonna be so pissed again that he's gonna rebel. So that's probably good. Although it does look like the first part of the plan is coming together a-okay over here. Yeah, we'll get this together. I'll probably wait till noon to see what the next part of my plan is, and if anything else pops off before that. Hopefully gonna slam this together really quick so this keeps the mind warm, so hopefully Aldolf doesn't bitch too much. We'll put a brazier down there as well eventually. I'm not worried about it in the short term, though. I think this should hopefully get us covered. And just like that, we have a covered mine. Fantastic. In fact, we could even build on top of that if we wanted to, as long as we put some supports under it. Not worried about that immediately, but that is something I will consider. Okay, here it goes. We're approaching break time, but they've got a lot of the pieces in place. Okay, it looks like this wall's at least mostly done. That's what I wanted to see. And you may be able to hear it on the other side. A lot is working on limestone. Yay. Merchants. Really? At least this one's an actual caravan, it looks like. Oh, let's see. Yeah, you got a few guards with you. Don't see any pack animals, unfortunately. But these guys, I think, will offer their carry capacity, so you should be able to carry a decent amount. And I assume you're going to go stand by the corpse pile, so enjoy that, I guess. Yeah, get a little bit more of the wall up. And okay, we did replace that one javelin, so we're doing okay there. And officially break time. Okay, so most of the stuff's in place. That's fine. Now for the absolutely insane part of my plan. Step 1, we're actually going to destroy all the traps just outside the gatehouse. This one's actually a little bit of a two-parter. I was struck by some inspiration as I was planning yet again. I honestly wasn't expecting back-to-back friendlies, so we should definitely take advantage of this. First off, let's see, where is she? All right, Alada, first things first, you help with the deconstruction, and then I'll send you immediately over to the merchant once you're done. Okay, you're trying to harvest. No. You go talk to the nice man over here. Okay, 80. Oh, you're selling a bunch of, interesting. So you're selling research if we really want to go that route, which I do not believe we do. We will take all your gold though. All right, some wall decorations would not be the worst, but I think once we have the research, these aren't the worst things to make, so we probably don't spring 55 for that. Other than that, yeah, it's a bunch of high tier stuff, but it's also stuff that we can make ourselves, so I'm not worried about it in the slightest. Okay, so as it turns out, honey is selling for a lot to these guys. Well, if that's the case, we might as well take some stuff that we don't really feel like building, shouldn't we? So a little bit of a weird trade, but also a very beneficial one. We get rid of 100 hay and 150 honey in exchange for 81 gold, a cartography table, and 2 wall decorations for the church and the Oak Brethren. Excellent. And you get a little bit of that, and everyone get this stuff inside, please. I don't want it breaking. So the Baird, Cream Egg, or whatever these guys were called, are friendly with us, and you actually went 16 speechcraft, so that's nice. And while that's getting done, we can go ahead and enact the first part of our plan, which is to fortify the gatehouse. There we go. We're gonna finally get this thing bricked up so that when they do bring trebs, they can't break in immediately. We will have to push back the Merlins and all that, but other than that, we're literally just framing it, so we should be mostly fine. The other benefit of this will actually make all of this 2 space, so we should be able to move around a lot more efficiently as well. So that's what it's going to look like now. And after we deconstructed the torch, we'll throw that right back over here where it was earlier. Unfortunately, I think we do have to actually destroy these and put flooring down so we can push them out one more. A little inconvenient, but not the end of the world. And while we wait for the gatehouse to get built, I'll actually... Ooh, okay, well, that's what I get for trying to do the thing real quick. Idle, Adonia, are you stuck by chance? Is that what happened? Try that. There we go. Unstuck. Problem solved. Now, as I was saying, hold on. Sabina? Okay, they'll figure their stuff out eventually. I'm sure it's fine. So while we're going ahead and plucking away at this, I'll let you guys in on a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes. If that does not interest you, I will see you in a couple minutes. So yeah, if you guys saw the post a couple weeks ago, I believe at this point, I did say I was getting some work done on my apartment, and that has been going on for a little bit, and it is still going on. In fact, they actually tore apart my floors to get to some steam pipes below the place because this place is over a century old, but most of the hard work's fixed. The problem is now we gotta redo the floors and all the walls around the place. And while all this was going on, I did have all my recording stuff going. The problem was it was literally a foot behind a giant dirt hole, so if you can believe it or not, that wasn't the best for my equipment. Fortunately, nothing got too damaged, and I actually took the opportunity to try relocating to what I think will be a better recording space in my apartment. So that's where I'm at now. I even went ahead and upgraded some of my equipment. So I got a new mic and new program. Hopefully this all works very well. Please do let me know if you guys like the change or not. In addition to that, I can't put them up yet because we do need to rework the walls that I moved to. I bought some of those acoustic panels, so that should also hopefully help out, but that probably won't be for a while. In the meantime, I actually do have a blanket and a wall curtain nailed to my wall to help with the noise levels. So I'm gonna check when they come back to work on this place to see how long that'll take, but I think it's the least damaged wall in this place, so it should just need to be treated, maybe a coat of paint. Hopefully when I figure out when that's done, I will be able to get a bunch of recordings in so you guys don't miss out on anything. And yeah, after that, the only thing I'm waiting on is a new chair to come in so I can be a little bit more comfortable and hopefully sit around longer so I can do more recordings and do a little bit better editing. Oh yeah, that's why content has been so infrequent lately, and I think we're in a pretty good spot now, and hopefully I can start doing more and more recordings at once. Oh yeah, if you're worried about me shutting down channel or anything like that, no worries there. Just been weird times trying to work around it, but it'll eventually be over, then we'll be back to a regular schedule. Huzzah. Okay, here we go. Marcus got the last one in for the night, and it looks like we got a lot of this done pretty well. I am okay with how this turned out. Still have the left side of the gatehouse to do, but for the most part, it looks pretty damn solid. And yeah, like I was saying, we will unfortunately have to move these Merlins out one and re-floor that so we can push them out. But I think once the wall itself is up, that shouldn't be too big of a project. Yeah, here's the thing. Like, clearly the Merlins have helped in combat. The thing is, if I try to move these now, I also have more stuff to do, so we might have to remove them again. So I think I'm going to risk it. Worst case scenario, we do one siege without the Merlins being set out further than they should be, but I'm okay with that. It really depends on how long this merchant decides to stick around and what the next event is. Unfortunately, I'm not psychic, so we just kind of got to work with what we got. Oh yeah, see, he's already leaving. I feel like that was a lot faster than the other guy. It's a little bit sketchy. Let's at least let this gatehouse finish, and then we'll see what time it is. So I thought he was going to stick around for a lot longer because of that last guy. Maybe it's a shorter visit because we had one. I don't know. Okay, there it is. I was worried this was going to become a problem. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take for it to become a problem. Okay, we have a little bit in reserve. We probably don't have time to make it is a problem. I assume you haven't even taken anything off here. Nope. Oh, no, you actually took a couple. Well done. I think we can start shrinking this a little bit more. Yeah, it does look like that somebody's at least working it, or they're working it enough so that we can just get this job done. Yeah, I think we're literally making it as we dig it out so we can put this up. Looks like we got most of it in though, so that's good. Although I guess if that's the case, we should make sure that we're still mining, huh? As annoying as he can be, he is actually pretty decent at his job, so we need to make sure we can dig through this. Yeah, and we definitely need to make sure we can get to the other side under here. There we go. That should be good. That should be enough limestone to take care of us for the immediate future. Yeah, we only have the 4 slots left. That's nice. And yeah, we're clearly getting to the point where we have some amount of free time because we got these guys training on 2 different stations, so that's good. 3 researching. Yeah, okay. So we can probably move on to the next construction project. Okay, also people are keeping weird stuff in their chests. So I'm thinking we do, yeah, good or higher, you can keep apparel. I don't want you keeping warfare stuff in there. We need that spread out across the settlement. And if we spread the wealth throughout chests, then no one can take all our gold at once, so I'm okay with that. I got the framework down for the final slots. They just need to put them up. That should be pretty quickly. Okay, we got one final piece to get done and then we'll be finished with the wall. There we go. So there's the updated gatehouse in all its glory. I think it's going to be pretty damn sturdy. And I was thinking about updating the gatehouse right away. And I'm kind of tempted to do that. Actually, you know what? I've been talking about it long enough. Let's just enact the crazy ass plan. Wall across there. Yeah, looks like we got the last couple bits of limestone down here to grab. The goats have been trekking down here. And we'll go ahead and put a basic clay brazier in the mine just to make sure he's warm and taken care of. And yeah, these guys are working on the ice. No problem. Okay, it looks like we're actually catching up on a decent little chunk of the crafting stuff, which is nice to see. Oh, wow, we're actually almost caught up on bricks for the first time in I don't know how long. And we have a little bit of clay left as well. We need more. It's right over here, so it's not too far a trek, fortunately. Roderick up to 15. We almost got the little mini wall going. Okay, looks like a mini wall might not get finished till tomorrow. That's fine. Nope, you're going to put the stuff in place and then probably go to sleep. All right, Grisha, I'm going to make you do this. Nope. Yep, finish that overnight. Thank you. There we go. You're going to do this, Grisha, whether you like it or not. This is the one time I've been annoyed with you. Please don't fail me. Thank you. Love you bunches. Now we have this weird little wall just sticking outside the big wall. What could this possibly be for? Although the most important thing we have to do first is sleep. Grisha and Sabina are no longer friends, so good job, y'all. Proud of you. And how about we leave this little mystery for next time? Some pretty good progress today. It was a lot of building. We had a lot of building get done today. We got a new chamber. We expanded the Great Hall into what will probably be, at least for now, the final shape of the first Great Hall. Problem is we still have, what, 3 or 4 beds we need to move? Yeah, we got 4 beds we still need to move, so we have a bunch of chambers to make. We also did a lot of catch-up smithing today, and we've also started expanding the mine in a little bit more of an official capacity. And next time, we will have to see if the next visit is a friendly one or not. Chances are it either is, and I'm going to be fully ready for combat, or I'm going to assume we'll be safe and then they will raid immediately. So hopefully y'all are looking forward to that. Until then, thanks for stopping by. See you later.